Today we have 6 games that we'll be adding to the collection, and one is a rare complete in box that you wouldn't expect to be rare, and another is a complete in box that you wouldn't expect at all. So let's check them out. And the first game up is Super Mario World, and this is the rare complete in box game that you wouldn't expect to be rare. So why is the best-selling game on the Super Nintendo rare? Well, the game itself isn't rare, nor is the manual. It's the actual box that makes this a rare complete in box. That's because most of these games were sold packed in with the console, and this box was sold separately. So with most games being packed in with the console, not as many people had to buy the complete in box. On top of that, they later changed the box to the greatest hits version, so finding this black box version of the game makes it a pretty pricey and hard to find complete in box. Super Mario World was developed and published by Nintendo and released for the Super Nintendo in 1991. It was the best-selling game on the system. Rather than do a review of this game that everyone already knows is excellent, I'll read the story out of the manual to you, because I've never heard it myself until playing it today. After saving the Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser and the rest of the Koopas in Super Mario 3, Mario and Luigi needed to recuperate from their adventures. Together they agreed that the best place to vacation was a magical place called Dinosaur Island. But while Mario and Luigi reclined on the beach for a relaxing nap, Princess Toadstool disappeared, apparently seized by evil forces. After searching for hours for their missing friend, Mario and Luigi came upon an enormous egg in the forest. Suddenly the egg hatched and popped out a young dinosaur named Yoshi, who proceeded to tell Mario and Luigi a sad tale of how his dinosaur pals were sealed in a similar egg by a group of monstrous turtles. "Monstrous turtles!" exclaimed Luigi. "Bowser and his bunch have returned!" Mario slowly nodded his head in agreement and, along with Luigi and Yoshi, set off across Dinosaur Land to find the princess and to free Yoshi's friends. As they began their journey, Yoshi handed Mario a beautiful cape. "This may help you," Yoshi said. "Some say it has magical powers. With a little luck and a help from a magic cape, our hardy crew can defeat the 7 worlds of Bowser's crazy Koopa critters. Many locations are well hidden, so explore everywhere and try everything. Not all locations have to be explored to rescue the dinosaurs and save Princess Toadstool, but there are many starry treasures to be found in far-reaching places. You'll need to search all areas to find out what kind of treasures are there in Super Mario World." Super Mario World is game number 74 for the collection, and I won it on auction for $456. And at $456, that brings our total up to $15,694 for the Super Nintendo Complete in Box Quest. And $456 for this Complete in Box was a pretty good deal. This should have been closer to the $800 to $900 range at the time that I bought it. And the next game up is Super Mario All-Stars. Super Mario All-Stars was developed and published by Nintendo and released for the Super NES in 1993. Mario All-Stars is a compilation of 4 Mario games: Super Mario: The Lost Levels, Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, and Super Mario Bros. Each game has upgraded graphics, music, and game physics. Another nice thing the game adds is a save for each game. The scenery can be a little hard to get used to if you grew up playing the games on the NES. For example, the coin heaven in Super Mario 3 has a hidden 1-up. I always waited for a cloud that dipped down in the original to know when to fly up and get it. That isn't present in this game. However, that's not a complaint. It's nice seeing my favorite games with a brand new look. If you don't know what Super Mario Bros. The Lost Level is, it's the Super Mario Bros. 2 game that released in Japan on the disc system. The game was deemed too difficult for America, so they took another Japanese game, Doki Doki Panic, changed the sprites to Mario characters, and released that in the US as Super Mario Bros. 2. Japan got the US version of Super Mario Bros. 2 as Super Mario USA. America never saw the real version of Super Mario Bros. 2 that was released in Japan until this compilation came out. And Super Mario All-Stars was the second best-selling game on the Super Nintendo. Super Mario All-Stars is game number 75 for the collection, and I found the box, cart, and inserts for $60 locally. And at $65, that brings our total up to $15,759 for the collection. Up next we have Super Mario Kart. Super Mario Kart was developed and published by Nintendo, releasing for the SNES in 1992. Super Mario Kart was the first game in the Mario Kart series. It sold over 8 million copies and became the fourth best-selling game on the Super Nintendo. Growing up, I played this game all the time at my friend's house. We'd sometimes race, but most of our time was spent on the battle mode. We'd spend hours chasing each other around on the 4 battle courses, desperately trying to get red shells to take each other out. Super Mario Kart was designed so well, they still use the basics of the game in Mario Kart games today. You have the 50, 100, and 150cc cups, and many of the courses were used in other Mario Kart games. I had a blast and some good laughs playing this game with my wife for this episode. Super Mario Kart is a masterpiece, and is still worth playing today. Super Mario Kart is game number 76 for the collection, and I found the box cart and inserts was $60 along with Mario All-Stars. But I later found the manual for $9, bringing our complete box total up to $69. And at $69, that brings our total up to $15,828 for the Super NES Complete Box Library. Up next we have Super Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG was developed by Square and published by Nintendo. It released for the SNES in 1996. Super Mario RPG is a typical Mario game where Bowser comes and takes the princess and you must go and rescue her. But after that, the game takes a turn. The Smithy gang takes over Bowser's castle and aims to take over the whole kingdom. Unlike a regular Mario game, the focus isn't platforming, it's an RPG. So instead of running around and jumping on Goomba's heads, you take turns fighting them in battle. Eventually you pick up other characters along the way to help you on your quest. Even Bowser. Each character has their own attacks and special attacks. Depending on the attack you choose, you can deal damage to one enemy or a group of enemies. Timing is also a key opponent in battles. Hitting the A button at the right time before you attack will deal a more powerful attack, and you can also time it to avoid the enemy's attack. So as you can see, it's not your standard Mario game after all. There is some platforming in the game, but it's more frustrating than anything. But platforming is not the main focus of the game, thankfully. Super Mario RPG is a fun game in its own way. It's worth checking out if you're looking for a different type of Mario game. Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars is game number 77 for the collection, and it cost me $219 shipped. And at $219, that brings our total up to $16,047 for the collection. Up next is Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island was developed and published by Nintendo and released for the Super NES in 1995. A stork is delivering twins when Kamek swoops in and takes one of them, leaving the other one falling down. The other twin is saved by landing on a Yoshi on Yoshi's Island. Another thing the stork drops is a map, and the baby points to where his twin is on the map, and the Yoshis decide how to help him get there. You play as Yoshi through each level. Yoshi can eat enemies and turn them into eggs, and then use the eggs as weapons. He can also unlock hidden areas with them. Another ability Yoshi has is a ground pound. Ground pounds can be used to take out enemies or access different areas. Finally, he can morph into things like a helicopter. If you get hit in the game, the baby cries and you have a time limit to get him back. If you don't rescue him before the time limit, he gets kidnapped. Besides the annoying crying baby, the game is a lot of fun. The visuals look great and the music is well done. The controls handle very good, and the game gives you 2 ways to launch the eggs based on your preference, which is a really nice feature. This is a game I want to come back to and do a full playthrough of. It's a little different of approach for a Mario title, but it's fun. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island is game number 78 for the collection, and it cost me $120 shipped. And at $120, that brings our total up to $16,167 for the Super Nintendo library. And the last game we have complete in box today is not what you're expecting at all, and that game is Super Mario All-Stars Super Mario World. Now, unlike Super Mario World, this didn't come with a separate box. Super Mario All-Stars Super Mario World only came packaged with the console, and because this is the complete in box quest, I had to get this game complete in box by getting it with the console. Super Mario All-Stars Super Mario World was developed and published by Nintendo and released for the Super Nintendo in 1994. Super Mario All-Stars Super Mario World is just a combination of 2 games that we already covered. So if you want the ultimate Mario experience on the Super Nintendo, you can get this game for a pretty reasonable price. Super Mario All-Stars Super Mario World is game number 79 for the collection. And I found the box and styrofoam and all the plastic baggies for the console for $250. And then I found the manuals on a Facebook auction for $14 shipped. And finally I found the cart for $31 shipped, and I already had the console. And that brings our complete in box total up to $295. And at $295, that brings our total up to $16,462 for the Super Nintendo Complete in Box Quest. Let's get these games on the shelf. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe. I'm completing the entire Super NES library, complete in box, right here on this show. Also, make sure to leave a thumbs up for Mario. Until next time, I'm Gamer Wayne, and thanks for watching.